Hello, and welcome to episode 21 of An Inquisitive Crafter. My name is Susie. I am a crocheter and a knitter in the Dallas, Texas area, and this is my safe space to talk about things, hopefully, mostly crochet and knitting. I am in, it's not a flattering angle at all. I'm in my car again. I just really struggled with trying to find a way to prop the camera up so that you didn't have to see all the steering wheel. I thought that was funny in my earlier vlogs, but maybe you're getting tired of it. Also, I'm sorry about the air conditioning sound. I've tried to turn it down as much as possible, but I'm in Texas and it's hot, and I tried rolling down the window, and there's only so many sacrifices I'm willing to make for you people, and no air is not one of them. In fact, I may turn it up one. Anyway, I hope you enjoy anyway. Sit down. I hope you're sitting, or maybe you're cleaning house. I like to clean house and listen to podcasts sometimes. The ones that don't show very much, which this will not show very much. Grab your beverage. I'm drinking some ice cold water, and let's chat. It's 9:59 on Wednesday, July 31st, my last day of summer break. I'm a middle school teacher. I teach orchestra, and I do love it, but not as much as I did when I first started teaching. This is year 31 for me, so we'll see how this goes. I am working on my birthday beach socks, which is, the pattern is the Atlantic Current socks. I can't remember who wrote this, and I'm on the heel flap, and I'm supposed to do the heel, here's the heel flap. I'm supposed to do the heel flap for 2 inches. And I think my thumb is an inch, that top joint. So hopefully I have a ways to go. I mean, I guess if I mess it up, I can always rip back, but I don't always pick the stitches up very good when I rip back. I don't know how people do it. I've watched it on YouTube, and people are so clean about ripping it out and then sticking the needle back in. No big deal, but not for me. Not for me. Let me see. I was thinking about recording this morning, and I felt like I had a lot of things to say, and now they've all left. And of course, I don't have my notes. No, I have not lost my podcast journal. I just left it at home and haven't filled it out, truthfully. This summer has not been all of the time that I thought it was going to be. It's been a lot of time in the car. A lot of time in the car. Do I have regrets that my house is not cleaner? Yes. Yes, I do. But not too many, because I have read some good books and I've done some good projects. Okay, so I don't care about life stuff. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. What have I finished? What have I finished? I think I've only finished one thing since I last recorded, and that is the purple Pikmin. I don't remember the name of the person that designed the pattern, but I will put it in the show notes below this video if you're interested. It was a paid for pattern, and Pikmin are, well, I don't know exactly what they are because I do not play the game, but I know you can get a phone app of Pikmin, and my daughter has it and she loves it. The Pikmin are little monstery looking things. They're super cute, and they bring you like flowers and nuts and things, and they track your steps. That's what my daughter Sarah loves it for, is they track her, how many steps she gets a day. I don't know, she's like a little sweet comfort game. And maybe there's other places you can play it besides the phone, but I don't know. Anyway, so I will post a picture of the completed Pikmin. My daughter's birthday was this week, and she loves the purple Pikmin the most. So I made one for her, but I did buy the purple Pikmin, comes in one pattern, and then the red and yellow and blue Pikmin come in another pattern, and I bought both patterns so that I can make eventually the whole set for her. It was a good pattern. I enjoyed it. It has little antenna that you'll see in the picture. If I had to do it over again, I would not follow the instructions for the antenna. The instructions have you chain however many you're going to chain, and then work in the back bump to go back down the chain. And I feel like either I didn't do that very well because it's dark purple yarn. I was in a hurry. I was trying to finish it. I worked on it for 5 days off and on, and but I wanted to get it done in time for her birthday. And doing that back bump made the antennae twist, and they're not supposed to twist, they're just supposed to stick out. So I think if I did it again, I would work up and then just go down in one side of the chain. That's what I would do. I'm going to try to see if I can maybe steam them straight or iron them straight, but I'm not sure based on the way I crocheted them that it's going to work. So I don't know. I'm almost finished with my son's birthday, my middle son, Michael. His birthday was yesterday, and he likes Pokemon. My children are grown. They are 22, 20, and 18. So this is kind of funny to be talking about, but I like that they like things. Anyway, he likes Pokemon, and I asked him who his current favorite Pokemon character was, and he told me it was Clodspear. And so I'm trying to finish that one. I'm doing that off of a YouTube tutorial, and I'll post that link down in the show notes, but I would never do this again. I picked this pattern partially. He had another Pokemon that he's liked for a while, and I have that pattern. I've saved it, but it was bigger, and it was going to take more time. And I started it. I didn't start crocheting anything for him until the day before his birthday. 2 days before his birthday. Yeah. So I started it on 2 days before his birthday, and I'm still not done. His birthday was yesterday. Was it 2 days? Anyway, the pattern. Okay, so there's several things that I struggle with in the pattern, and I really think this is a me thing and not maybe not a designer thing. Maybe. I'm very grateful for a free pattern, especially one that it shows in the video. It's going to take 1 hour and 45 minutes to make this pattern. It did not take 1 hour and 45 minutes, but I kept having to rip back. Anyway, you have to, the designer is, I think, like Australian. There's an accent. So while it's not a big struggle to understand, I'm listening for certain words and terms, and it just takes my brain a little bit longer to translate the things. I mean, she doesn't have a speech impediment. She speaks clearly, but I think I'm not used to that accent, and so it took me a while. I kept having to rewind on the video. And then she writes up the pattern part, like for that row, what you have to do for the row. And I love that because I like to read my patterns more than see the visual. But then when she's also speaking it while she's doing it, and it's kind of real time. So I like that because I think it's fun to try to see, can I finish the round at the same time that she does? But she would say different things in the video than she did on the written instructions. And so since I'm mostly relying on the written instructions, every time she said something, it would throw me off a little bit. I have to go back and make sure I did the right thing. Anyway, I try not to put a lot of bad thoughts, bad mojo in my crafting if I'm giving it to somebody, because I want to give something out of love, and I don't want any negative thoughts in there, but it's really hard not to have some negative thoughts. Oh, so I did have to that's why it took me so long, because I had to put it down and just walk away from it. Okay, so the good things I learned about doing this project is I've made quite a few stuffed animals, stuffies. I've made quite a few because I have 3 kids, and I would try to make their friends stuff when they were younger, like going to birthdays and stuff, because I thought that was fun. So I put together a lot of items that require lots of parts for facial features and whatever. And I have seen people say use pins and oh, there's a blue jay. Use pins and pin down. Sorry, I'm gonna see if that blue jay is singing. I have a Identify a Bird app, and I would love to have this on my app, even though I can see what it is. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, sorry. Oh, do you hear it? Did you hear it? You guys probably all know what a blue jay sounds like, but I have a bird identification app, and it identifies by sound. And I've always been fascinated by people, usually retired people, who like to look at and identify birds. And I was like, how do you do that? How do you have the time to do that? I'm never going to know what a bird is by looking at a picture. I can just see me frantically pawing through picture books trying to identify a bird. But Cornell University, Cornell Laboratory, someplace has a bird identification app. And I think if you use the app, it helps identify birds for their logs, like for their data. Plus it's fun. Like, you just stick your phone out, push the record button, and then it'll suggest what it thinks it is, or definitely what it is. And then if you pick the bird you think it is, and it'll give you information on the bird, and then you can get like a list of like its different songs and calls and things. It's so cool. So I have 7 birds, I think, on my life list. So very exciting. I'm just always preparing for being retired, I think is what it is. Because I'm going to be a bird lady when I retire. A bird, crazy cat, crochet and knit lady. But not childless, because I have 3 children. Okay, so anyway, when you're working on putting little parts together in your stuffed animal or your hat or whatever that you're making, people say to use pins to pin the items in place so you can see what it's going to look like, and then it's supposed to make it easier to sew. I have never enjoyed trying this process because I think in my vaulted wisdom and experience that I can just hold up the nose or the legs or whatever to the item and say, oh yeah, it should go there. And then I'll just start sewing it on, not remembering, even though I've made 100 little stuffed animal, I'm pretty sure, that those legs or noses or whatever move around and they don't stay where they're supposed to. And so by the time you're finished, like maybe you've sewed it, you thought you sewed it, you know, the little cheek part here, and really you sewed it here. So I tried this time. I followed the YouTuber's instructions and put pins in and tried to decide where things were going to go, and that overall did work better. I think I need to work on my pinnage because I sewed one leg on and all the other legs kept coming off because they were just pinned down. Not very good. So that was kind of frustrating. It was like, oh, I had it perfect, and now I'm gonna have to redo it over and over again. And then I stupidly, kept sticking the legs back on instead of just setting them aside. So I'm just gonna work on this one leg. Here, lip. Anyway, it's pretty funny. I was doing that this morning. And then I sewed a leg on, and the leg for this particular creature is like a cup. Like it has a back. How do I describe it? Okay, this is the leg, right? Okay, it's 3 rounds, so it's not very big, but it does have this part that you're supposed to sew on to the body, and I sewed it on like this, so you could definitely see the hole. I couldn't see the hole while I was sewing. I didn't know what I was doing while I was sewing, but then when I was done, I was like, oh look, I've sewn it in really good. That leg's never coming off. Oh, bummer. I sewed it wrong. So then I had to cut it off and remake the leg. Fortunately, the leg's only 3 rounds, so it didn't take very long, but I thought it was pretty funny. Sorry, I cannot, I have the camera looking at, maybe I should turn it around. Well, anyway, I'll try to look at the camera and not at me. Camera, me. What else have I been working on? Okay, well, that's all I've finished. So I'm almost finished with the Claude Spire. I'm not sure exactly how to say it. I have to think the spelling in my head, and I don't know if there's a P in the word or not. Claude Sire. Anyway, I'm almost finished with that. I've got 2 more legs to sew on, and then I think there's a face, some kind of eyes I have to do. And I did the Pikmin, and that's all I finished. I will put pictures in of Sarah's sawtooth Afghan that I am working on for when she goes off to college, that I'm making out of Bernat blanket yarn, to show how far I've gotten. I haven't gotten as far as I wanted to. That is one of my Ravellenic projects. I am a proud meddler for my Pikmin. I got a entry in the toy toss. No, in whip wrestling. Whip work in progress wrestling. So I did win a medal for that in Ravellenic on Ravelry that we're doing during the Olympics. And then I haven't entered the Cloud Spire because I haven't officially finished it yet. But I did say I wanted to finish the blanket, and that would be another medal for whip wrestling. And then what else did I say I was going to finish? Oh, I want to make a washcloth. I need a dishcloth because I am participating once again in Knitters Brewing Company's football and knitting event, competition, I don't know. Anyway, and the entry is 1 dishcloth that you pledge to send off to whoever wins that week's round of football games. You make your picks, say who's going to win, and then whoever wins gets a dishcloth and maybe some other goodies from somebody else in the competition. So that's really fun. I like that. And I need to make a dishcloth. I want to get that out of the way so it's not haunting me, especially since I was the 6th person to sign up, I think. So maybe I will be the 6th person to have to send off a dishcloth. And in the past 3 or 4 years, however long I've been participating in this event, I've been like the last, like in the, what do they call it? I'm not a football fan, so I should know. When the season's over, the finals, not the Super Bowl, but the race to the Super Bowl, whatever that's called. Usually that's when I'm sending out my dishcloth, but maybe I'll be earlier and I want to have a dishcloth ready, and I want it to be a cute dishcloth. What else am I working on? Okay, my Color Opportunity socks by the Stephen West knit along. I'm still on clue 1, and yesterday was Tuesday, came the final clue 4. So that was a wash. I'm going to finish the sock, but it's just gonna take a bit. I just had some other things pop up, like the Ravellenics. I knew I wasn't gonna get a pair finished, so I didn't want to enter that in whip wrestling since the Ravellenics is only 2 weeks long. Have you guys been enjoying the Olympics? Oh my gosh, I've been enjoying it so much. I'm trying to watch as much as I can. Now, I don't watch as much as my husband watches everything. I just like the sound of it. I like watching the gymnastics. I like watching the swimming. I'm looking forward to the racing. I watched some skateboarding. That was interesting. But most of the time when I'm watching skateboarding and things like that, I'm like this because I'm so scared they're going to fall and really injure themselves. Actually, that could define my whole life. I think I've spent my whole life going like this. I need to be braver, but that's another subject for another day. Okay, so now let's talk about what I'm looking forward to. So Pigskin Party, Down Cellar Studio, they are having, Boston Jen is hosting Pigskin Party again this year. So I'm definitely participating in that. Looking forward to that. That'll start sometime in September. She's just put out a call for sponsors. So if you're watching and you would like to sponsor it, that would be a good thing. Lots of people participate in this and it's so much fun. Sorry, I'm getting a text message. Then I am super excited about the Someone to Write Gnome About knit along that's going to be happening. Imagine Landscapes, Sarah Shira of Imagine Landscapes is doing a fall knit along. I don't know when the pattern's for sale. I think it starts in September. The pattern will be in sale sometime in August, and then the knit along will be in September. And so I bought yarn for that. Here it is, and it's a nice little package. It says, the sticker's so cute. It says away from Gnome packing list, and it gives the 3 skeins, their colorways, Komorebi, Oak Moss, and Natural, and it says remember to have fun, love Mom. So I'm really excited. So I thought I would just open this. Sorry for the crinkling. I thought I'd open this so you could see the yarn. It'll be for the knit along. This gnome is a self-striping, skinny self-striping, I think. No, oh my gosh. Oh, Mustache Yarn is who I purchased this from. And here are the colors. So I'm pretty sure that's Oak Moss. That's the Komorebi, or however you say that. Komorebi. And then Natural. So I'm excited about that. I don't know if you'd say it's a bad habit, but I do like to purchase yarn for Sarah's knit-alongs if I can afford them, sometimes if I can't afford them. And I like to do, a lot of times, like the yarn that she's using for hers, I like because she and I have the same yarn color too. Well, she puts a lot of green in hers, so I'll say that. And I love green. That's my favorite color. So anyway, I'm really excited about that. And then she has a book coming out called, oh, I can't remember the book, but a book about gnome knitting. And she is doing a knit along for the book where I think she's going to release like one pattern. I don't know exactly what it is. I'm talking about it. I'm going to do it, but I don't know what it is. Anyway, that's coming up where she'll be releasing the pattern bits. And it'll be like a mystery knit along to kind of get you ready for the book. Oh, the Gnomes of Grimblewood. That's what the book is called. I have pre-ordered the book, so I'm super excited about that. I like gnomes. I think they're funny. I like fantasy. So gnomes fit right in with the fantasy. Okay. Do I have anything else to talk about? I guess that's it. This is gonna be kind of short, but that's okay. I will keep you posted as to how school's going. I'm not looking forward to it, but I'm also getting signs that it's time for me to go back. Sign number 1, my house still isn't clean. So apparently it's not going to be clean, so I might as well go back to work. Sign number 2, I have a bathroom that needs to be painted. Like, we've peeled off wallpaper and not all of it because I can't reach all of it. So there's like pieces of wallpaper just hanging, and it's been that way for years, like 2 years, 3 years. So I said this summer was the summer I was getting that taken care of. I was gonna, paint it, and it didn't happen. So I guess it's time for me to go back to work. Sign number 3, my family's driving me crazy. That's always been a sign that it's time for me to go back to work. So I'll keep you posted. I hope you guys are all having a great week wherever you are in the world. Please press like and subscribe. I'm at 50 subscribers. So exciting. I'd love to get to 100. That would be mega exciting. And I guess that's it. Okay, I'll see you later. Boom.